What's going on, guys? Welcome to our Random Videos channel. In today's video we're talking about the Galaxy Note 8 and a variety of other phones because we're really talking about the best phone of the year. But with the Galaxy Note 8, I said it was the most impressive phone out there because of the way Samsung designed the phone. You're seeing a lot less bezel to these phones, and I am a fan of a phablet. So compared to all the other phones out there right now, currently, I am saying the Galaxy Note 8 is the phone of the year with the way it's designed. Samsung is an industry leader, but it is not the phone of the year with the phone that I would get. And this is the reason why we're talking about Samsung. Samsung did not figure out all the issues of Galaxy Note 7 to upgrade that phone to the Galaxy Note 8, where people will be convinced to purchase that phone rather than an S8 Plus or even any other phone out there from another company. But I am still saying that Samsung is influencing other companies with the way they're manufacturing the phones because we're seeing a lot less bezel, and I think that's obvious. But if we're talking about Samsung themselves and the phone of the year, with the phone that I would want to get, it is not the Galaxy Note 8. And you can start with the sensor on the back of the phone. It makes absolutely no sense. It's actual nonsense, and this is why people are complaining about it with the S8 and S8 Plus. So Samsung didn't get that right. And as far as the battery compared to the S8 Plus, there is no reason that battery in the Galaxy Note 8 should not be as impressive as the Galaxy S8 Plus. And that's really confusing to a lot of people out there. That's why if you see a lot of people out there complaining about the S8 Plus or even the S8, it's because the sensor's on the back of the phone, they're looking for the best phone out there, and then they're looking at the Galaxy Note 8 and they're saying, why is that battery less impressive than the S8 Plus? So it doesn't make a lot of sense to people. And then if we're going to talk about the phones of the year, I think it has to include Samsung, Google, and Apple. But Samsung didn't get it right with the Galaxy Note 8. Although I am saying that you guys influence other companies as an industry leader, and of course we're going to acknowledge you guys like that. Say for instance, when you have Apple with the iPhone other years where they were influencing companies, now you're going to see one of the best iPhones out there with the iPhone 8 because Apple is paying attention to what Samsung is manufacturing. Similar with the Pixel phones. I think Google is going to have the best Pixel phone out there because Google is continuously innovating that phone as well. So I'm really interested to see what Apple and Google manufacture with their phones. But if we're talking about Samsung, honestly, this is the reason why a lot of people are annoyed with your company. Because with the Galaxy Note 7, people were fans of the phone, they had to return that phone because there was issues with battery, and then when you manufactured this phone with the Galaxy Note 8, you didn't solve the problems with that phone. So you're having all this computing power with the Galaxy Note 8, but you don't have that impressive of a battery, and then you have the sensor on the back of the phone, and those are just a few of the issues. I'm not even talking about the Samsung experience itself. This is the reason why I'm interested to see what the Pixel phones are all about, because I have a Nexus 6 right now, and with the stock version of Android and a phone developed by Google themselves, you are going to get the best Android experience with that phone. That's not to say that you couldn't root the Galaxy phone, but why should we have to root a phone like that when you have that expensive of a phone? And this is another reason why I would say it's fair for people to criticize Samsung, because you're selling that phone, the Galaxy Note 8, with the Samsung experience, the sensor on the back of the phone, a battery that's not as impressive as the Galaxy S8 Plus, and then you have a narrow phablet again. If you guys are going to manufacture a phablet that has a narrow screen, I cannot say that's the best phone out there because it's a narrow phablet. That's what it is. I'm not saying other companies want to manufacture a similar phone, but when I looked at that Essential phone, and I'm not talking about the experience of using the Essential phone, that design of the phone is right. And then you look at the Galaxy Note 8, and I'm saying there's no reason for the screen to be that narrow. Just my personal opinion. But with a phablet, I think people are looking for a phone that has a larger screen, obviously, than the standard phone out there. And you know, Samsung, you guys had an opportunity to solve all these problems, and you did not do that. So you have to work on the Galaxy Note 8 to make it even better. And again, I am saying you guys have the phone of the year only for the fact that you guys are influencing every other company out there while they include less bezel to the design of the phone. So round of applause for Samsung for getting that right. But for the other issues, you guys really need to do a much better job with the way you manufacture phones. There's no excuse for it anymore. And by the way, when we talk about Samsung, we're not saying that everything was wrong with the Galaxy Note 8. There's a lot of cool things with the Galaxy Note 8, including the screen technology. It has a fantastic screen. But overall, besides including that stylus with the S Pen, you cannot say that you have the best phone that everyone wants to purchase, because that's not what's going on with the Galaxy Note 8. And if you notice when I was talking about the Galaxy Note 8 in my other videos, of course we were saying that Samsung had to do certain things so that phone could be the best out of all the phones, and they didn't do that. So am I saying that Samsung failed? I would say this: they're not as impressive as they could be, and they have the potential to have the best phones out there, And for some reason, Samsung has issues manufacturing these phones to be the best. That's what it seems like. Especially this year, out of all the years, you're going to have the iPhone 8, which, by the way, Apple's going to have an event soon, and that's going to be a very impressive phone. I'm actually very interested to see what Apple announces, because with Apple, you know they're going to announce a great phone. We realize when Apple competes with Samsung and Samsung's competing with Apple, we're getting some very impressive phones. It's just that Samsung really rushed to announce this phone because they wanted to announce it before Apple. Everyone knows that. And I think Samsung has to change that. If you want to have the best phone out there, don't worry about what Apple's manufacturing and stop trying to announce your phones before them, and manufacture the best phone out there, and really pay attention to the feedback that you're getting about those phones. Because if you have all those phones and people are out there reviewing the phone, by the way, a lot of people review those phones in similar ways. They're all saying the same thing. You can say that the phone is impressive. You can also say that the phone is influencing the industry. But if you do not want to criticize that phone fairly, then other people out there are going to be convinced to just purchase a phone that does not have all the problems solved. And if you look at the Galaxy Note 8, people are even saying things about the Essential phone and trashing that phone, by the way. And then they look at the Galaxy Note 8 and say, you know, that's the best phone out there, without even really talking about the real issues with the phone. And I think that's a problem, because these phones are very expensive. And the reason why I said Essential and the Essential phone was impressive is because at least they're trying with their very first phone by the person who was one of the founders that started Android. By just trashing them and then saying Samsung is doing everything perfectly does not help the industry, and does not allow people to get better phones. So that's the way I'm talking about this. And again, it's no offense to Samsung. I like the products that your company manufactures, you know, but this is about an honest opinion about what your company is doing. And I think the Galaxy Note 8 could have been a lot better. And as far as the Galaxy phones, I think what's most impressive again about them, if you want to say something that's good about the Galaxy phones, is that the screen technology is fantastic, as I was talking about before. And of course, the experience that you get if you are a fan of the Samsung experience. But like I was saying, if I used the Galaxy phone, I would root that phone and use the stock version of Android, especially the Android Oreo announced. We're talking about phones that have a very impressive experience, and the Pixel phones manufactured and developed by Google are going to be awesome. And the same thing with Apple and their experience with the iPhone. I think the iPhone 8 is going to be one of the best phones of the year. And of course, with phones that people are actually going to get, the most popular, I think the iPhone 8 is probably going to be the most popular phone out of all the phones. And that has a lot to do with what Samsung didn't get right with the Galaxy phones. Again, no offense to Samsung, but I'd like to know what you guys think about all of this. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you think about the Galaxy Note 8 or any of the other phones I was talking about. And of course, if you like this video, give a thumbs up. I'll see you guys next video. Peace out.